But what's interesting is this coveted fourth place that generally rotates between Western Australia and South Australia. However, somebody new's taken the mantle, and that somebody new is Tasmania. Welcome back to another episode of PropSpotter. PropSpotter, the smarter way home. Each month, hashtag, also known as higher than average growth, releases a report showing the amount of research time and Suburb downloads on each of their Suburb deep dive reports across the platform. And as always, the data can be super interesting. For the month of November, Victoria was the undisputed leader, commanding 49.2% of downloads, right? We're seeing growth all over Victoria at the moment, from regional all the way through to Melbourne, right? So suburbs like Craigieburn, Hoppers Crossing, in Geelong, suburbs like Belmont and Grovedale, in Ballarat, suburbs like Sebastopol, and in Bendigo, suburbs like Strathdale and Strathfieldsay, seeing tremendous growth. And don't forget about the gullies, Long Gully and California Gully as well. Alongside that, Mildura leading the top suburb pack at 1.2% of total downloads across higher than average growth. That's Victoria, right? The undisputed leader for November. Queensland coming in second, commanding 19% of the suburb downloads for the month, and New South Wales coming in third at 16.7%. But what's interesting is this coveted fourth place that generally rotates between Western Australia and South Australia. However, somebody new's taken the mantle, and that somebody new is Tasmania. Now, I might be making a mountain out of a molehill, but I think this insight is super interesting. 3 months ago, the amount of suburb downloads for the entire state of Tasmania on the hashtag platform constituted 1.7%. This then crept up to 3.7% in October, and in November hit a whopping 5.3%. Once again, making it the fourth most searched and downloaded state on a suburb level reports in hashtag. To be clear, it's overtaken WA, who got 5.1%, SA, who got 3.1%, Northern Territory, 0.8%, and the ACT, 0.7%. Considering there is a huge boom going on in Perth right now, this Tasmanian data point is something to take note of. Tasmania has overtaken Western Australia and tripled its share just in 1 quarter alone. The top Tasmanian suburbs researched are Devonport, Launceston and surrounds, so suburbs like Trevallyn, Newnham, Newstead and South Launceston, and in Hobart, Lenah Valley, Kingston, West Moona, St Leonards, and my personal favourite, Bridgewater. Why is Tasmania getting so much attention? Well, it's quite simple, really. 3 key things. Number 1, price point. Number 2, yields. And number 3, supply shortage. So let's cover off number 1. From a price point perspective, Tasmania is one of the last states where you can still get a property with a sub 600k price and an over 4.5% yield. Check out this example in Glenorchy, 64 Canberra Avenue, which was sold for $600,000 on 1,000 square meters of land, negotiated back in August. And recently, 60 Canberra Avenue, 2 doors down from this property, was sold for $715,500 and in arguably worse condition. The second suburb, Bridgewater, where houses like 2 Maxwell sold last week for $550,000, and just months ago in August, around the corner, a practical stone's throw away, a house on 19 Killarney Road sold for $370,000, a 30% difference. So that covers off price point. We're already seeing prices running. Those 2 examples I just gave were clear on that. From a yields perspective, even though these prices have had a nice jump up in the past few months, the yields are still one of the juiciest in a capital city across the country. Yields are of 4.5% are still commonplace, and they were 5.5% mere months ago. And if you get a good deal, you could see 6% plus yields on dual occupancy. Dual occupancy houses don't trade as much of a premium as you may see in New South Wales, WA, or even Victoria. This increases your overall yield, and if done right, feels like 2 completely separate properties. The last point we want to touch on is supply shortage. According to a recent SQM research report, rents in Hobart have grown 9.9% year to date to a median of $556 a week, the highest growth for capital cities across the country. This is because of a supply shortage. There aren't enough houses available to rent, and there isn't enough building being done to meet the supply. This in turn drives rents up, which drives prices up, which drives rents up, and so on, and will only stop once the supply problem is solved. There is a strong future ahead for Tasmania, both Hobart and Launceston, and time will see how far this goes. Until then, happy holidays, and if you like the PropSpotter content, be sure to subscribe. If you're interested in talking more about Tasmania, feel free to book a call on our website at propspotter.com.au.